Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. That's right, we're in Studio 02 tonight, brought to you by Chance's Used Auto Parts. It's the bottom line. Like every Monday, the Monday before that, we're always here, giving you the big energy. That's right, the results for this past racing weekend, talking about what's coming up, a little bit in the news. We appreciate you tuning in. We love all of you. That's right, we love all of you tuning in, supporting us. We're here to give it to you week in and week out. Fast Freddy's back there. He's working the controls tonight. I'm up here, obviously, on the mic. We even got a special guest here tonight while we do the bottom line segment. So let me go ahead and get back here, and we'll get moving. Freddie, we good on everything? Freddie, when Freddie says it's good, it's good. That's what matters. Okay. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy Cordell from Elbows Up Dirt Productions. Welcome. This is the bottom line here in Studio 02, brought to you by Chance's Used Auto Parts. Well, I tell you, this past weekend we had weather. Played a foul there. Wanted pretty much everybody Friday night. Now, Bedford did get in, and we'll talk about those results. But everybody pretty much went racing Saturday. It was cold. It was cold this weekend, but we went racing. That's what was important. So, first and foremost, as always, we'll get started with our East Coast Legends. That's right, East Coast Legends by Freeze and Company. Freeze. And we'll do the weekly race roundup brought to you by David H. Martin Excavating, 50-plus years in the business, ladies and gentlemen, residential, commercial, and agricultural excavation and utility services. They're the premier title sponsor for the East Coast Legends series. So what we got going on with East Coast Legends is this. They've been off. They had a doubleheader last weekend. They got washed out, Clinton County Linda's and Lincoln. And then it brought us to another doubleheader this week. Friday would have been Clinton County, and that didn't go, obviously because of weather, but Saturday did at Winchester, the action track, Winchester, Virginia. And, man, we had 32 cars signed in there for the East Coast Legends Series, 32 signed in. Uncanny racetrack, nothing wrong with it. She was juiced up. I love it. Juiced up racing, you know it. And it was heavy. It was fast. All cars would start the A main, which is really cool. That's a good deal. All cars would start the A main. At the end of the night, however, we seen Jeremy Ott was victorious. That's right. Jeremy Ott in the number 10, Alex McCollum. He was second. Running third was Colton Freeze. Fourth, Seth Kirshner. And 5 was Logan Jones. Mind you, Logan Jones, he was the last feature winner, which the race was a Path Valley. He's also a double feature winner, but as of this past Saturday night, Jeremy Ott's right there as well. They both got 2 dubs apiece. 32 cars there, 30 answered the call. 2 did not. But this weekend, they're heading to BAPS. That's right, the last feature winner there when they visited BAPS, probably, I'm going to say in the month of March, later in the month of March, was Logan Jones in the 5J. So they'll be heading to BAPS this weekend. So get out there and give them East Coast Legends a look. They always put on a really good racing program with good car counts and good racing. Quite frankly, we were at Winchester, and I thought it was a pretty darn good show. Pretty darn good show it was. Okay, we're going to move on to our results. Race results brought to you by Dan's Auto Repair, ladies and gentlemen, located in East Side, downtown Rouseville, just right down the street here. You get down and see Chad for all your major, minor car work, oil changes, PA inspections. He'll get the job done for you, no doubt about it. Go see Chad at Dan's Auto Repair. Okay, so Winchester. Let's get back to Winchester, okay? So we had Rush Crates there, 2,000 on the line, 2,000 smackers on the line for the Rush Crates. At the end of the night, Jacob Burdett was victorious. It was good to see Jacob Burdett in victory lane. He come down there, simple fella, simple race team, got the job done. Devin Brandon was second. David Kaiser ran third. So Burdett was victorious. That's his first win there at the action track in Winchester Speedway. Hobby Stocks, we seen Jason Wilkins. Jason Wilkins was P1 at the end of the night. He's 4 for 4, ladies and gentlemen. 4 times out, 4 wins. 4 for 4. He'll try to do her. I believe they run him again this weekend. We'll get to that here directly. He'll try to make her 5 for 5. So before we get to list of that winner, we're going to bring actually the winner up. He's in the Studio 02 here with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have him on here in that number 14. He was a shining star, the class of the field in Winchester this past Saturday night. Codey Breeden. So let's have Codey Breeden come on down here. Codey, come on down, my friend. Welcome to Studio 02. This is the bottom line. There you go. You can have a seat there. We'll get you turned on. You're good to go, buddy. You're good to go. Okay, so You went down there, obviously, do some limited late model racing Saturday night. Cool out, cold, okay? You got there. Track's usually a little slicker, little blacker, okay? Got a sheen to her, okay? But not Saturday night. She started out, she was, like I said, she was juiced up and wet and heavy. But at the end of the night, you were the best of the field, my friend. And you parked that number 14 in Victory Lane and did her in style. There's no doubt about it. So I'm sure that was a big confidence builder. The ride home from Winchester, I'm sure was pretty darn good.
Yeah, it was a lot better going home than going down. I know Dad was excited, and I just wanted to get home. I was tired, had a busy weekend, but it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, it was. And, we laughed about it because, in your Facebook post you said you went to Bedford Friday, and we'll get to them results here. You said we had so much fun, we're going to do it again Saturday. You know what I'm saying? And from what I understand, you were up to the crack of morning there at 7 a.m., flowing water, and it wasn't too warm out, washing a race car.
No, I got up bright and early, 7 o'clock, looked at my girlfriend, and I told her, I said, I want to go racing in Winchester today. I said, and if I want to do that, I got to get up and I got to go to work.
Yeah. And lo and behold, 12 hours, we'll get about 14, 15 hours later, who'd have guessed? You'd have parked it in Victory Lane. It's crazy how that stuff works out, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have never thought we would go down there. I never had that car down there, never ran limited. Well, I did run limits last year, but I never had my car down there, and I didn't think we were going to go down there and be that fast.
Yeah, exactly. You had some heavy hitters behind you. Obviously, you had 40 years of experience trying to chase you down. Brad Umps, okay? He ran second for the night, and Brad, he's been around that racetrack a lot of years, you know what I'm saying? And couldn't meet a cleaner driver than old Brad. Austin Stover ran third, okay? Austin Stover ran third. Jonathan Rayleigh fourth. Michael Walls was your fifth-place finisher, and we've seen Michael Walls make the maiden voyage, if you want to call it that, down to Winchester. He was 2 states away from his normal element, And then Sammy Ryle, same thing. Sammy brought the number 11 down there, and they're BAPS racers, okay, from up in that area. Sammy is, and but he said, "Heck with it, we're going to load up." If you think about it, when you looked, that was it for Saturday night to run limiteds. Yeah. Nobody else had them on the cards.
That was the only place to go.
And you wanted to race, and you know what? When you want to race, it don't matter. You get in, you go. That's exactly right. Fred, is he good volume-wise? Everybody's good? Freddie says we're good. You know what I'm saying? Freddie has the authority to shut her down if things ain't good. But no, we're all good. Yeah, we've seen Sam Archer make his way up there as well. Jonathan Rayleigh, he was there. And, no, there were some decent cars. But, yeah, the track seemed like it came around.
Yeah, towards the end of the night, it started to smooth out a little bit. To start the night, it was a little rougher, but come a couple laps in the feature, it was smooth, and started to get a little slick coming off of 4. But other than that, it was definitely different than your normal Winchester.
100%. Yeah, usually on the binders. You know what I mean? You're slower is faster there sometimes. But them heat races, I think she was giving her all she could.
Yeah, heat race. I was driving too hard, and I kept hitting them bumps wrong, and so I finally slowed down. And I thought for sure we were in trouble once I seen how wet the track was.
Might have a little sheet metal repair for the weekend, right? A little sheet metal repair, but heck, not at all. She was straight as a feather when you brought her in. Yeah, we did notice that. Of course, we were there, and we were down in the infield there, and we did notice she was starting to get a sheen and slick off coming off 4 right there. Cars were starting to skip out a little bit, but kind of the normal, back to the normal a little bit. But, man, a lot of you guys, you get a lot of good runs coming off, too. We were watching everybody racing and such. And you have to thread the needle a little bit with lap traffic as well.
Yeah, lap traffic, I was just taking it slow and being patient, seeing what they were doing so I didn't force an issue and bend something up. Yeah, no, that's a smart way to do it. You know what I mean? Exactly right. That's how you got to play it out. That's how you got to play it out. Yeah, well, no, we're glad to have you here in Studio 02 tonight, the bottom line, and you're in one of the comfy seats there, and I'm in not so comfy one, you know what I'm saying? But you're in the comfy seat, and welcome, my friend, welcome. And congratulations, like I said, there's no other
bigger momentum builder. Like I said, it's things like that happen. It's cold, and everybody's into it, but they're kind of the edge is off a little bit because it was bitter cold. It was cold. But Fred about froze to death. You know what I mean? I did too. I got to be honest. But and then the last minute decision to go and stuff like that, and it's just funny how things play out like that sometimes for the better.
It's like a sign telling us to go.
It is. It's a sign. That's exactly right. A sign. I like that. A sign. Well, we'll continue on with our results brought to you by Dan's Auto Repair, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll talk here a little bit and get input. So we're going to switch gears and go to the Speed Palace, Port Royal, okay? It was cold. It was cold everywhere, okay? So they actually opted to start earlier, okay? Port Royal did because of being so cold. You're a little bit up north there, up 75, And they had 28 signed in. They had 28 super signed in at Port. And at the end of the night, okay, Trevor Feathers, he comes from fourth. He parks it in Victory Lane. Gary Stuhler, okay, the beast from the east, Mr. Smooth, whatever you want to call him, right? Oh, Gary, he ran second, okay, so good run for him. Scrub, Rick Eckert out of York, Pennsylvania, he put a podium P3, okay. We've seen Flinter fourth, Dylan Yoder, that is, fifth. Weaver, another strong run out of Justin Weaver, okay, another strong run out of Justin Weaver. Now, he was in the Sean Jones machine, the 32J, I'm pretty sure, and he scored himself a sixth. Kastner in the seventh, eighth, Hayes Mattern. Chad Julius, there you go. Chad Julius pulled out of top 10. He was ninth. And then Lane Snook in his super was 10th. Obviously, they had some motor woes there over the past few weeks. They got the bullet back in and to go racing again. I didn't quite hear what may have happened with Satterley. Okay, he was back like 23rd or something like that. Now, I'm supposed to know everything. That's what they say. I'm supposed to hear it all, right? But I didn't, So I don't know quite what happened there. Obviously, he's got some dubs on his name up there this year. Feathers does too. There for several weeks, it was Feathers, Satterley, Feathers, back and forth, 1-2, 1-2. But, yeah, they had a good turnout. 28 cars on hand, had a really good turnout. 410 sprints, Brock Zierfus parked it in Victory Lane in the house car, the 3Z. Justin Whitall in the Waldman 27 was second. Ryan Smith in the 69K Kreitz machine was third. You may have seen that Jake Karkland, he got his first win several weeks ago. He was in a real nasty crash and was transported, but he's okay. So we're glad to hear he's okay. You ever think about doing them 410 sprints?
I would like to, but my parents don't.
right? Yeah, right. Well, they say wings are for airplanes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Right. Them guys, it's a law of average. You're going to get upside down. You know what I mean? And not for this guy right here. We're done. The game over. It's done when we get up. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So anyways, yeah, there you have it. Port Royal Speedway, ladies and gentlemen. Bedford Speedway, Bedford Speedway, 305s are in the house. Cole DeWeese, his rookie campaign year, if you will. First win. He won in the 305s at Bedford, and that's his first one there for Cole. Look, I seen the picture. Both his mom and dad were there, and obviously Lance is usually racing. Yep. But Williams Grove, they canceled. Rain got them, so he was available. Semi-lates was Garrett Kiefer. Limited late models. Okay, you were there running limiteds. Yep. Okay, and Bedford just recently allowed the 525 motors. So that opened. I seen your post. Well, we're going racing. You know what I mean? We're going racing. And at the end of the night, we seen Kyle Lear, not in the 151, but in the 1MD. That's right. Now, you may say, why was Kyle running the 1MD? He was running that. Obviously, they've been close, very good friends with Mo DeFano, which ultimately passed away the other week. God bless him and his family. So he was honoring him. So he was out front. The 51 of Benton was second. Brian Booz, was third. Gunnar Walls, fourth. And then 32X, the other Benton machine, rounded out your top five. So tell me a little bit about your Bedford experience Friday night.
We went up there. We just wanted to have fun, experience a new track, and I liked it. I was a little intimidated by turns 3 and 4. It was a little too flat for what I liked, especially getting into it. I was a little scared.
Yeah. Uphill, downhill, the whole 9 yards. You got the feeling, right?
And but other than that, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I wish it was a little too rough for my likings, but you'll have that.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 and 4. Well, 1 and 2 can be treacherous. 3 and 4, all them turns can be treacherous. I've had the opportunity to race there several times in limiteds over the years, and I can tell you this old cat right here, he was mid-track, bottom. He wasn't no sailing on the rim up there. I can tell you that right now. But a lot of guys, they run that thing tight up against. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you're right. You get a tick off up there, get turned, buddy. Mm-hmm. That fence is gobbled
right there. Up.
Yeah, well, look at Taylor Farley.
Yeah.
That was nasty. That could have been a lot nastier. Thank God he was okay. But, yeah, it happens up there. It truly does. But, you got to go to a new venue, okay, get some laps in. You finished the show.
Yeah. One piece. Nothing too messed up.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. One piece, nothing too messed up. But, yeah, Bedford's it's its own unique thing. Yeah. Like I said, the back stretch, you're obviously climbing. You're ascending. And then I always said you get up to the back and you hit it, I call it like a dead spot, to where like you don't know if you're seeing over the edge right away. There's a split second. It's like, oh, okay. And then you're there. And, guys have told me that, when you're out front leading, which believe me, I wouldn't tell them much, but the bottom line is when you're not following someone up there, I think it can be challenging to hit your marks.
Yeah.
Especially coming into 3.
Yeah, going into 3, it's like you don't know where the bottom's quite at.
Exactly.
That was my biggest problem. So I was going off the cars in front of me.
Exactly. So when you're out front hanging, it's like them guys say, man, it's all about judging where you're at right there. You're out. And, well, good. I'm glad you got to get up there. And so you probably head back there at some point.
Yeah, we will at some point if they keep it open to 525. We'll definitely go back.
Yeah, there you go. Good deal. We brought them in one piece. That's what mattered. You guys had fun. We were talking about that in the pre-show here, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. 4 cylinders. We've seen Josh Corbin. He was victorious there in the 4 bangers for the night. We'll switch our gears. We'll tell who reigned out. Clinton County, Sealings Grove, Williams Grove, Dog Hollow. They got canceled. Yeah, it just wasn't a good weekend. It just wasn't. It is what it is. Potomac. Okay, Budds Creek, Maryland, Potomac. Crates in the Creek, okay? That's what they called it, Crates in the Creek. It was the American All-Star Series, okay? And David Williams and his crew put together a 2-day show, okay? 3,000 Friday night for crates, okay? 5,000 Saturday night for crates. And support divisions were there as well, racing. The car counts were good. There's a lot of heavy hitters in them crates. A lot of heavy hitters. Names, they just don't float up here as much, Friday night show, Jeremy Steele was victorious. Tyler Arrington, second. Lipscomb was third. Trevor Collins, okay, out of Delaware, making the long haul, okay, was fourth. And then the captain, Kyle Hardy, was fifth. Strictly Stocks, Nabel Guffey, UCAR's Keith Brown. So then we switched gears to Saturday. There was some worry that the weather, Fred, we good? You're playing out loud, Fred. Fred, he's got us. I think, Fred, it's on your phone. It's on your phone, Fred. We're trying to get him tuned in. Keep that thing off, Fred. Keep it off. No phone like that. Okay, we're good. We thought we had a little bit of UFO connection there, but we got her dialed in. Okay, we're good to go. So anyways, switching gears, Saturday night, weather woes. They had it scheduled for Sunday if there'd be a problem. There wasn't. They got it in. Jeremy Steele did it again. Okay, so he $8,000 richer, right, at the end of the weekend. Arrington, second again. Okay, third, Pilkerton. You ever race against Pilkerton?
Yeah, we raced with him a couple times.
Yeah, he's pretty good in them.
Pretty good, yeah.
Oh yeah. Jack Brown, okay, was fourth, and then the captain was fifth. He scored himself two fifths on the weekend. Street Stocks, Wyatt Hansen. Hobby Stocks, Justin Hatcher. Strictly Stocks, Greg Mattingly. And Roadsters, Dominic King. So, all in all, the show got in. They got everything done. Apparently, they had a decent turnout of cars and people on the front side on the gates, front gates as we call it, the stands. So kudos to them guys. Kudos to them. Path Valley, the quarter-mile bull ring. You've raced there.
Yep, got one race under my belt.
That's right, you do. In a good one.
Yeah, very good.
In a good one. Path Valley, Wingless Sportsman's, Brett Perigo, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Perigo, that's his second win of the year. Brett's got something figured out there. He's moving. Thunder Cars, Kenny Yoder. He was victorious. I want to mention the tank, Charlie Stallman. Oh, the tank, Charlie Stallman, another second-place finish for the tank. He's got that machine hooked up right there. Strictly Stocks, Ricky Weaver, Matt Duvall was second. Matt Duvall, they're big with the SCDRA, okay? And if you don't know, I'm going to let you know, okay? Coming up at Pigeon Hills at Lincoln on August 1st and 2nd is $50,000 to win for SCDRA. Let me say that again, $50,000 to win for SCDRA. That's right. And we've been tapped. We've been tapped to do all the media and announcing for that, and we're pretty excited about it. It's going to be pretty cool down there, 50 grand on the line. You're going to see some racing for 50 grand. Yeah, you will. I guarantee you are. Oh, yeah. But, 600s, Heath Walton. Heath Walton was victorious. The TA Awards 270s, Sean McAndrews. He parked it in Victory Lane in the TA 270s there. They did start earlier as well because of the cold weather. They'll be back this week on the normal start, 4 gates, 6 hots, okay? Lincoln, 410s, Chase Dietz. Even if you don't follow sprint car racing, you're seeing Chase Dietz's name week in and week out. He's getting it done. Cameron Smith in the 75. He's second, Freddie Raymer third. Here's one for you. That 358 sprint class, just like the 358s, the limited late models with 525 358s, yep. They're competitive. That's right. They're a competitive class around here. When we did the math on it last year, Mark's not here. He does stats for us. There's 131 last year limiteds in a 2-hour radius from his shop. 131. Okay, can you imagine how many supers? Yeah, we would have a super problem. You know what I'm saying? But no, the 358s, what I'm getting at in the sprints, that's a competitive class too, man. There's a lot of bread and butter guys, blue collar guys in there. Mm-hmm. They race their hearts out. Cody Fletcher, he parks it 4 for 4 at Pigeon Hills. 4 times out, parked her 4 times in a row. That's impressive when you're parking stuff 4 times in a row.
That's a pretty good feeling.
You'd be like,
what would you do?
Watermelon Sugar High, like I God sang the song. You know what I mean? Who was that?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I've heard
what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. That's right. Freddie, we got anybody tuning up?
Yeah, we got a good many. The usuals, Holly Smith.
Holly Smith.
Mike Kirshner.
Kirshner's tuned in.
Yeah, we have Robert McQuaid.
McQuaid's Army.
Yeah, John Ballinger.
John Ballinger. Hello, John. Okay, TA on there.
We got quite a few here.
Good deal. We got some viewers. You know, we got some Who we got? Ryan Weaver. That's right. Old Ryan boy. He never lets us down either. You know what I mean? Him and Justin. They tune in. They're a good group. So okay, we're moving on. West Virginia Motor Speedway. Okay, that was the Mark Balzano Memorial. I grew up watching Mike Balzano in the E1. A lot of pictures up around here of him. I enjoyed him racing. His brother Mark, they honored, memorialized. And, Hurley obviously took that track and flipped it. And it's a 3/8 mile now. Yeah, 3/8. They lessened that down.
Made it smaller.
Yeah, made it smaller.
Yeah.
It was a half.
Yeah, it was a big one.
So they put a lot of oomph into this. Every race they put a lot of oomph in. But they put a lot of oomph into this weekend. Okay? It was a Sunday show. Okay? It started a little earlier because it would be cold, And just some of the entries on that, though. There's some heavy hitters, man.
Good ones.
Oh, yeah. And there was guys from Lucas there. There was guys from World Outlaws there. There was regional stars, local people. There are a lot of heavy hitters there. But at the end of the night, the GR Smith 22, Drake Troutman, he set her in victory lane. When he drove like 14 hours, 800 miles from the World Outlaws like that. Once again, if you're him, you're driving 14 hours, 800 miles. You're like, we're just lucky to get here, and be functional because we're tired and we want to do good, but we won. You know what I mean? That's how that stuff works, Luke Morin was second. Freddie Carpenter was third, right? And Freddie Carpenter, he ran an E1 in memory like that. Yeah. Devin Moran, the mailman, was fourth. Ryan Montgomery was fifth. So Troutman was ahead of the class that day. He was ahead of the class. He's glad he made the ride, wasn't he? For sure. So, okay, let me flip over here. I knew we had a couple more. Modified Mafia. Modified Mafia was a Dixieland Speedway and County Line Speedway. Guess who swept the weekend? Michael Altabelli. Altabelli got the job done in the modifieds. It doesn't surprise me.
No, not at all.
That guy can race. A lot of people don't realize how long Altabelli's been around. He's run a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and he's found extreme success in these modifieds. Man, it sounds like it's like a
little rain outside.
See, they weren't calling for that. It is raining, isn't it?
Sounds like
it's crazy, isn't it?
Unless you turn your sprinklers on for your garden.
I could. You're right. You've seen the garden now. I could have. Yeah, the weather's nuts. Anyways, Baps had 4 10s on Sunday. Chase Dietz was victorious. Okay, so he cracked out 2 for the weekend. Okay, I must be living the high life. Seriously, think about that, man. That's man. Double D, Danny Dietrich second. Logan Schuhart was third. You said, why Logan Schuhart? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because obviously they're waiting around because the World Outlaw Sprint Cars are in town tomorrow night for the Gettysburg Clash and then the Morgan Cup. So some of them guys were filtering over in. Super Sportsman's Kenny Ekins won. Let's switch over to ULMS, Tyler County, Zuver and Company. ULMS was opened up their season at Tyler County, and it was Ziggy. Ziggy got the job done at Tyler County. Mason Ziegler, ladies and gentlemen, he parked it. John Lee was second. John Lee's competing for Rookie of the Year in the ULMS. And Colton Burdette, he was third, okay? They had a pretty good car count, and a lot of those guys, guess what they did? They bumped over to Sunday and went to West Virginia because obviously they weren't far away, okay? They weren't far away. So that's what we got for results. It's been getting a little thicker as the weeks go on because everybody's getting opened up, and you got to get this goofy stuff outside right now. Just it's raining. We're calling funny, you know. And you got to get that out of the way, and it usually takes about mid-June before everything dry and you know you're racing. You know you're racing.
So everything's settled.
Exactly. So we're going to get, ladies and gentlemen, to Ashley Yoder Designs. That's right. Race car wraps, decals, sign design. You name it, Ashley Yoder Designs does one heck of a job. You get a hold of her on Facebook. She'll get you fixed up. Ashley Yoder Designs, who's hot for the week? Okay, so this is the deal. Super late models, we had a little break there. We had Satterley last week. He's been hot. I mean, he has. He's been winning. We flip it back over to Feathers. We're going with Trevor Feathers, okay, because he's been right around it. 1-2, 1-2. He was a little off up at – he caught a tire down at Bedford last weekend. But nevertheless, we're going with Feathers with that right there. It's hard sometimes because you don't have races in, you know. It's hard to pick, you know. 410s. /358s open wheel, what is called open wheel. Okay, you know them open wheel people, you know what I'm saying? I get hate mail from them all the time. No, I don't. I truly don't. Chase Dietz and Cody Fletcher. You got to give the guy who's hot. I mean, he's 4 for 4. You know, Dietz 2 dubs on the weekend. He'll be double digits here pretty soon. There ain't no doubt about it. Modifieds, we're going with Off the Belly. Yeah, how can you not? He swept it at Dixie and County Line Raceway over the weekend, so it's only right to go with Off the Belly on that. So there you have it. Ashley Yoder, who's hot. That's right. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, I'm Tommy Cordell, Elbows Up Dirt Productions. We're here in Studio 2, brought to you by Chaz's Used Auto Parts, and this is The Bottom Line, your weekly racing recap. And flanked to my left here is Codey Breeden, your feature winner from Winchester Speedway this past Saturday night. That's right. He drives that beautiful number 14 out of Fair Play, correct?
Yep.
That's right. Fair Play. See, I didn't mess it up. Okay, so let's move on here to Amsoil by Aaron Miller. Amsoil. You always got to make sure the sign's right side up. I had one time. Amsoil by Aaron Miller, ladies and gentlemen. Your independent distributor there, located in Washington County, Maryland, over here. And we'll go ahead and tell you what's going to be happening upcoming. So we got Path Valley, limited late models, Thunder Cars, 270s, 600s, strictly stocks. We got Bedford Friday night, of course. URC 360 Sprints, semi-lates, pure stocks, 4 cylinders, Crown Vics. They got a full card. Ceilings Grove, Sand Hill, that's right, Friday night show up there at the big half mile in Snyder County. Super late models. It's ladies' night. That's right. I think they get in discount or half price or something like that. Limited late models and street stocks. It's a nice show. That's a really nice show for Friday. Supers, limiteds, and street stocks at Ceilings Grove. Port Royal, they're off to May 16th. There's nothing happening. Clinton County, 270s, 305s, pro stocks, and 4 cylinders. ULMS, Zuver and Company, they go to Outlaw Speedway in Dundee, New York. We were there a few times with Zuver and his crew. 10,000 to win, super late model show up there, okay? Potomac, they're off until May 24th. No racing to May 24th. But here's one for you. May 24th, because that's over Memorial Day. On Sunday, May 24th, It's 3,000 or 3,500 for limiteds.
Yeah, I think I got that.
You go into that one?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't really have too much good luck at Potomac.
Right, Potomac's. Yeah, right. I got you. Well, you get down there and swing with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a good bit of change, isn't it?
It is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll be a Sunday show. Winchester. It's super late model time at Winchester, ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday with Elise Stoltz Memorial, crates, pure stocks, and hobby stocks. Okay, you'll see a fair amount of limiteds dip in with the super. We did it ourselves back in, you know. BAPS, limited late models, extreme stocks, East Coast Legends by Freeze and Company, Super Sportsman's. Lincoln tomorrow night at Pigeon Hills is the Gettysburg Clash, World Outlaws. That's all it's on the card. I believe hot laps are at 6:30, so get down to Pigeon Hills. They always put on a good show. You go down there, you eat some Shorty's ice cream, you know what I'm saying? Sit in the wooden bleachers down there, them people, boy, they're into it. You know what I mean? They're into it. Okay. Hagerstown's off. Dog Hollow, limited late models, crates, pure stocks, 4 cylinders, Friday night show. Williams Grove runs Friday and Saturday World Outlaw Sprints. It's the Morgan Cup, Friday night and Saturday night. So all them fellas, they're in town hanging out for some sprint car racing. You going to any sprint car racing once?
No, not really.
No, you're just laying low. Yeah. I got you.
I'm not big on watching them.
Yeah, I got you. Where are you racing at? You racing this weekend?
I don't plan on it.
Okay, so you're taking an off weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, regroup a little bit.
Yeah.
I got you. You got to do that sometimes.
Good every once in a while.
Yeah, getting some fresh air there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Go fishing.
Go over everything. Yeah, I like going fishing.
No, I see. There you go.
That's what I did yesterday morning. So fishing.
Fishing was much sweeter, wasn't it? After coming off of a win, wasn't it?
Every day is after a win.
Oh yeah, right. Exactly. You go play field hockey. It'd be fun. Yeah, exactly. I got you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to our Tim Fights painting. That's right, Tim Fights painting, ladies and gentlemen. Residential, commercial, inside, interior, exterior, power washing, free estimates. You give Tim Fights painting a call. He'll get the job done. I can assure you that. Okay, so what we got here? Well, we already talked about it. Bedford allowed the 525. Let's just talk a second. We were talking earlier of who does and who doesn't have those right now. And it's quicker to say who doesn't, you know what I mean? Path Valley does not have them right now. BAPS does not have them right now. And Port Royal does not have them right now. So that leaves Winchester, Bedford, okay, Sealands Grove, and Potomac, obviously, and Dog Hollow.
Yep, Hagerstown.
Hagerstown, yep. The Dog Pound. You go to the Dog Pound a little bit here and there?
I've never been there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We planned on it last year, that weekend I came to Path Valley.
Well, it was good you came to Path Valley.
Yeah, we were going to go there Friday.
Yeah.
And then come to
Path Valley Saturday. I got you. Okay. So, yeah, that's what's kind of going on right now. I know there's been a lot of chatter, okay, obviously on the book of face, I call it, on the Facebook. Back, this and that with the 525. We obviously did a series here with it, and it's in the news. It's in the news. So it is what it is. West Virginia Motor Speedway, like I said, there were some heavy hitters there. There was a lot of heavy hitters there. I mean, Moran, Ziegler. Yeah. I mean, we could just go down the list. Troutman. Boom, 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 boom. How about, I want to talk about Ryan Montgomery, old Monty. I like Monty, okay? And Ryan Montgomery is running an aggressive race schedule this year in Supers. He was obviously on the series last year with Zuver and ULMS. But Montgomery's been posting some decent finishes. I mean, he posted a 5th there at West Virginia yesterday. And, I like Monty, number 12 there. He was over at Lucas Oil. He got in the show, which it's hard to get in the show. Did you go over and watch Lucas?
I did, yep.
Yeah, it was good stuff, right?
It was a good race.
Heavy. Juiced up, wasn't it? That thing was juiced up.
It was.
Yeah, I guarantee you. So, watch Ryan Montgomery. I think you're going to see more and more Ryan Montgomery in the headlines. I'm telling you, watch. Michael Lake Racing. Big Mike in the 27th set to apparently come back racing. Okay. I've been following that a little bit, and I think you'll see Mike back in action out of West Virginia, right? Sealands Grove, get up there and support them supers. You know what I mean? Get up to Sealands Grove, the Sand Hill, support them super late models. The Schick family's doing one heck of a job putting these shows together, whether it's super late models, and there's a lot of them on there, or 410s. And they actually got a World Outlaw show, not this week, but the following week on Thursday night there. There's a whole slew of World Outlaw shows coming up, between there, Marion Center, and Bedford. It's going to be hammer down. Georgetown's Wednesday night. Okay. So, yeah, they're going to have a nice sweep there. Kudos to David Williams Potomac Speedway. Great show. Everything I heard was great. We truly wanted to get down there Friday to cover. Things just didn't work out logistically on our end. But we're going to make it there. We're going to get there. And they done a good job. They had a lot of good racers there, a lot of good crowd. Here's one, Billy Pouch Jr. Billy Pouch Jr., our modified guy, right? You know, Billy Pouch Jr. He'll be at Outlaw Speedway for $10,000 with ULMS Zuver and Company in the Superco number 31 super late model this Friday night. So he's stepping out from the center seater. You know what I'm saying? It'd be pretty wild to run, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it would.
Oh, I guarantee. It's sort of like wobble.
Sitting right.
Back and forth. That's what Colby Frost says. They just wobble back and forth. You know what I mean? Like that. But, yeah, he'll be doing some super late model racing this Friday night. So, yeah, I tell you, bud, you know, you ran crates before this, okay, and you had success there in the crates. And it was time to move up, right? You get a little more horsepower and move up. And you really seem to take well to the adjustment in the limiteds.
Yeah, it took me a little bit to first couple races I had to get used to having obviously a little more power, a little more throttle control, but after a couple races I got it figured out pretty decent, I think.
Sure. Well, you had to figure it out Saturday.
Definitely.
Yeah, you definitely had to figure it out right from the get-go. Was you fast? I can't remember. Was you the fast time?
Yep.
You swept it, right? Fast time, won the heat, and won the feature.
Led all the laps.
You led all the laps. So you couldn't have painted a better picture. You couldn't have wrote a better story ending.
Yep, couldn't have went better.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was good. That was good. I know your folks, your girlfriend, your family, your team was through the roof happy.
Yeah, it was definitely means a lot to us when we can go out and win a race, especially dominate like we did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you know, you're blue collar racer. You know,
yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's what you do. You know, you got a small team. You race within your means, and you know, you do it for fun. And boom, there it happens. I think sometimes the pressure in this motorsports industry on the local level gets so intense for some, and you know, I've been there, and just you know, you put pressure, you know, a lot of pressure. And it takes the fun out of the funometer. I ain't saying you shouldn't take it serious, because you take it serious. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you shouldn't give 110%, because you give 110%. But it does, you know, at the end of the day, why are we doing it? You know, why are we doing it? Yeah, that, you know, beautiful car this year. Now, who does that wrap on them cars?
Tim Frager, but Ryan comes, puts it on. We let Ryan design it every
last 2
years.
He did. He's the man on that over Frager's.
I tell him the colors I like, and he makes something.
He makes it happen.
And we like it. And that's it.
He goes Bobby Ross on it. Yeah, you know Bobby Ross, right?
Nope.
You don't know Bobby? That's your homework tonight. You Google Bobby Ross. That's right. You Google old Bobby up. You'll like Bobby. I guarantee you will. A little color.
He's still on PBS.
Yeah, he's still on public broadcasted TV. You can still watch his reruns. You know what I'm saying? But no, yeah. I mean, you guys obviously, you know, you race within your means. You work as a team. You get the job done. Now, how many years you been doing this now, bud?
I think I was 13 when I ran my first race.
Okay.
I'm 20 now.
Okay, so
this would be.
And that was the hobby style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about that earlier in the show. That obviously had some.
That didn't end well.
Right. It didn't end well. Right. But you moved on from it. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Put it right in the past. Kept going.
That's the only thing you can do. Put it in the rearview mirror and keep on going. And then you got to the crates. That was your next step.
Yep. Crates.
Okay. Crates. And then a lot of your crate racing. Where did you do a lot of your crate racing at?
We did mostly just Hagerstown and Winchester.
Okay.
I don't think we really went to anywhere else with the crate.
You stayed there.
Yeah.
So you know the black sheen down in the slick down in Winchester. You know how to get around that place. Yeah, everybody's eyes are big as golf balls. Everybody's like, see that out there? Yeah, they tilted up during the week.
I didn't even look at it until I went out for my hot laps.
Yeah. And then they got rain Friday, and a good bit of it, and that really juiced her up. You know what I'm saying? Had a few tear-offs on, didn't you?
I didn't have none. I was out front the whole time.
Yeah, you did. You don't need. I like that. You don't need them, right? When you got no tear-offs needed when you're out front. I like that. Confidence, my friend. Confidence. So then, how many years did you spend in crates?
think 4.
4 years, and then you
Yep.
made the transition.
Yep.
And obviously, you're in a Rocket.
Yep, XR1.
XR1. You're in a Rocket XR1. Good deal. And you've been faithful with Ingram.
Yeah.
Is your motor builder. You guys, he's done you right like
Yep,
that.
ever since we started late model racing.
Yep, Mike's done a lot of folks right, you know. And yeah, and from what I understand, I've seen you get some help, assistance there. And one of them guys was there, Devin Bishop with the Booz Brothers.
Yeah, well, he came with us Saturday.
Oh, okay. So he was actually coming with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good deal.
It was.
Yeah, well, yeah, it
help.
was. Yeah, it helped. He said it was. So yeah, you guys have managed to build a relationship there amongst yourselves. It seems to be really well.
Yeah, they're a great group of people. Helped me out a lot. I don't know quite how good I'd be if it didn't have them guys and
Good
helping
deal.
me.
Good deal. And then obviously your dad, he's in the studio here. He's there. He's doing his 2 cents worth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 2 cents and then some. You know
He's
what I mean?
The
motivator.
the hype man.
The hype man. That's right. I like that. Well, I tell you what, he was hyped. I guarantee you, buddy. He was hyped, and he should have been. Very rightfully so. Saturday night when you parked it. There's no doubt about it. So you look at this racing thing, hobby stocks, crates, limiteds. Where do you want to go with this thing?
Obviously, I'd like to do it for a living, but
right,
that's hard to do nowadays by yourself.
Sure.
But I like to just keep weekly racing as I can afford it.
Yep. And you thinking maybe like looking at some point in time if things work out and the opportunities there, like the Super.
Yeah, I would like to, but
Yeah.
if it ain't there, I ain't gonna.
Yeah. You do what you can. That's what. Once again, you race within your
What
means.
your pocket allows you.
Yeah, exactly. You race within your means. Exactly. You have fun doing it. You know. But yeah, I mean, it's just like going to Winchester. You probably didn't expect. Let's be honest. You probably didn't expect to win.
Not at all.
Yeah, right. I mean, you didn't, and you did, and you got the capabilities, but it just everything. It was cold. Like I said, it was cold. It was a last minute decision, and that was the least thing on your mind. You know what I mean? And but you never know when it comes to moving up and getting in a more serious role of racing. Maybe running for somebody or moving up in classes. Sometimes that never enters your mind either.
No.
And those opportunities come along, you know, and you always. We were talking about you know, Scrub, Rick Eckert there earlier, you know, and that's I call it like a kind of a storybook deal of you know, getting with Ray Vest, you know, and Rick racing and doing well regionally, running with his own stuff, you know, Eckert trucking on the side, and along comes you know a guy by the name of Rodney Franklin, you know. You know him, right? No, you don't know Rodney Franklin. We're going to have to – that's another thing. That's on your homework. Rodney Franklin, Virginia Leadfoot. You don't get a better name than that, okay? Well, he got out of that car, and then I know you're going to know this one, you know, Fat Cats, okay? Nathan Durbrow.
Yep.
Okay, He steps in that car, in the Ray Vest car. That was a good race car, you know what I mean? And he didn't like the traveling, you know what I mean? And Ray Vest, he needs somebody to run, you know. How about this Eckert boy, you know what I mean? He's doing good, moving right up along. The rest is history, my friend. You know, the rest is history. So I tell anybody, don't ever discredit, you know. Don't ever discredit yourself, how you're doing, or opportunities could arise. So this week, you got to maintenance a race car and maybe fish a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll probably wash it yesterday, get her up on stands. It's probably tomorrow. Look at it.
Yeah. Right.
Enjoy the weekend.
Now you're not on this weekend, but what do you think you're forecasting out ahead the next weekend?
Definitely Hagerstown Saturday.
Okay.
I don't know about anything Friday yet.
Yeah, you like getting around over there, Hagerstown.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's kind of like your home.
That's my place.
That's your place. That's your go-to.
Yeah.
Right there. That's your go-to. I tell you, they put on some good shows over there. You know, that first show this year with Limiteds, man, what a field of cars that was.
Yeah, that was a good group of cars there.
Yeah. Now, how'd you fare out there?
Started 19th. Final turn, lap car got spun. We hit them head on. But I got credited 9th. Hard charger.
But
I wrecked.
But you wrecked, right?
Yeah.
These things happen too in racing,
Yeah.
right? You're a fool if you think you're never going to wreck in racing, right? The best of the best wreck, you know? Well, I tell you what, young man, For those of you just tuned in, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy Cordell from Elbows Up. This is The Bottom Line in Studio 02, brought to you by Chaz's Used Auto Parts. And we're here to my left is Codey Breeden. He was gracious enough to come down here tonight, and we talked and learned a little bit about him, and we talked about his victory there at Winchester this past Saturday night, and we ran the news together and talked, and we sure do appreciate you taking the time to come down.
Yep. I appreciate you guys having me down here and getting to chit-chat and walk around and see all the cool stuff you got around here.
Yeah, you can spend a little time in here, you know what I mean? Look at the pictures. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of pictures in here, but that's the way we like to keep it, you know? That's the way we like to keep it. But anyways, I wish you the best of luck wherever you race next and whatever you're doing in the future. Whatever you're doing, best of luck, my friend.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We appreciate you tuning in tonight for The Bottom Line, another quality episode. We appreciate all of our viewers, and we'll be seeing you this week on Pit Walks at Selinsgrove Speedway. We'll be at Path Valley Saturday night, and we're going to hit the Dusty Trails the following week for some World Outlaw racing with a lot of our local regional competitors will be competing in those races. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, and what I always tell them every week, whatever you do with big energy and you do it with elbows up. You all have a good night. Thank you.